What's up, everyone? It's Forgotten Circus. So I'm going to be doing this is going to be a little bit different from what I normally do. It was part of the channel when I started, so this is my conspiracy. So has any UFOs, UAPs? I will always still recognize it as UFO. The unidentified aerial phenomenon. That's the new thing. So this been building up like this whole year, 2024. I mean, it was building up a little bit before, but building up a lot. And it's one of those. I'm a conspiracy theorist. Um, I'm one of those. I want to venture into the unknown. Some people fear the unknown. I just want to see what's on the other side. They'll say that curiosity kills the cat, but sometimes curiosity finds the door to new things. So it's I mean, now everybody's getting into like underwater thing. I'm not saying that I've been on the bandwagon my whole life and I'm better than a lot of people and that I know a lot more than a lot of people about it. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is there's no way in this whole galaxy, all the planets, all the stars that have galaxies and universes, that we're the only ones. It's one of those. And then you got the God concept that he made man in his own image on earth. You know what I mean? We got biblical stuff that falls in it that there could not be any aliens. You know, there couldn't be extraterrestrial beings. That's how people think. Maybe so. But look at our ocean. We know less about our ocean than we know about outer space, right? But how much do we really know about outer space? You got fancy words and things that are thrown out there. Space time continuum. You got like black holes that we don't know, like can swallow light and anything go. We don't know because we just don't know. And then you got the people that were like, well, aliens don't exist. Have you ever seen one? And then you can come back and say the same thing. You say God exists. Have you seen him? So it's one of those where it's a really touchy subject. And the way human existence has, like, look at all the technology, and I'm going to get into the hearings that are happening in Congress more and more. They're starting to ramp up a lot more. I mean, wouldn't it be just so selfish of, like, if you believe in God, I believe in God and I believe in aliens, and people are like, how can you believe in God and aliens like that? How can you believe, you know what? How can you believe that red is red and blue is blue? That's what makes us human. We always want to venture out to the unexplored. We do. We're explorers. You think they aren't? And who says like they could come here at any time? Alien, I mean, they could look reptilian, they could look whatever and be like, we believe in the same God as you. And then what would you say? We're just different. What if we weren't the first? What if we're actually the worst? I mean, can't get any worse than this. Humanity is straight destroying itself. Maybe we need a wake up call. Maybe we need something like, you see it in the movies all the time. This is a movie channel and everything like that. I got to incorporate it. It seems like sometimes in the movie they've been like the underwater stuff. Remember the abyss? Like I've heard about all these things. I know about all these things. I'm just talking about the concept of the whole thing that's going on right now. The people need to know. And I'm tired of this. We're having these Congress meetings and I can't say it in this setting. I am so tired of these guys that have been around these things, seen these things, know of these things, say, I can't talk about this, that in this setting. It's why? You don't want anybody to know? Because the thing is, I can't tell, the world won't be able to handle it. Then how the hell were you able to handle it? What makes you be able to judge if we can or not? Freedom of information, but we can't have that information, right? Freedom of information, freedom of everything except for this. We might want to know where that 60 billion, or is it in the trillions? goes year to that UFO UAP budget every single year. So you're pumping that money. If you're pumping that much, but and then again, it is America, so we just flood money wherever to build budgets. So you never know. But in a normal setting, if you're spending that much money somewhere, you know what I mean. If you're spending that much money in a certain place, taxpayers and people like me want to know because obviously there's something out there and you found something. I mean, you got things of internet like interdimensional beings. There's a whole rabbit hole that we can go down and how we have humanity in these last man, what is it? Did I even have I graduated in 2000? Oh, dating myself. But the thing is, I remember having a beeper and then a cell phone and like a little earpiece like this. We used to look at it when we were young, like with the Dick Tracy watches. Wow, it's cool. You can like look at somebody on your watch. Oh, now you can do way more than that. That's nothing. Like this little earpiece here. If you saw somebody with this, you'd be like, yo, they're like, I don't know, they're like espionage spies. Just like something out of Bond. Look how fast we have advanced. So you can take it back to like the Egyptians. We can go down the rabbit hole of the pyramids and how everything's a flight path between the pyramids in India, the pyramids in you got some stuff in China, all over the world. You got Stonehenge, you got obviously Mexico pyramids, right? And then you got the pyramids in like Egypt. Apparently they all run in some weird like line, like a flight path. Okay. There's something weird. Those things built at those times, and still to this day, they can't get it down to the actual measurements. I'm pretty sure they will eventually, but if they were doing that back then and we're struggling now, somebody had a little help. Look at like the Egyptians with the elongated heads, and a lot of hieroglyphics have like a pharaoh or the pharaoh. I always forget the pharaoh, the queen. What is the pharaoh? Holding holding like babies of different colors, beings, elongated beings. The only thing, let me get back to this. The only thing I fear about going into the unknown about this and digging down the rabbit hole, and if it actually happens, is the aliens from Mars attacks. They absolutely terrify me. I've seen all types of. Who even knows it, the movie? But sometimes it's like you be seeing some of these movies and then it's starting to happen. I think that this just conspiracy theory. I think that the reason why they don't want to tell us is not the fact that they care. It's not the fact that they care that, oh, it'll be too much for them to handle. It may mess with religion. It doesn't have nothing to do with that. You're hoarding it for yourselves. That's what I think. I think you're hoarding the information. And I do think a lot of them are in our government. Whether they could look like us. They could look exactly like us. We don't know. We always think it's the one with the little antennae going on. You know what I mean? Running around like grays. They could look just like us, just from a different planet. Because you know what the funny thing is with like Elon Musk and everything, right? Granted, people say he's eccentric, he's crazy, he's all over the place. But you know what? He's doing things in space, and even he says he doesn't believe in the aliens because we would have seen him already. So maybe that's something to look at it right there. The Elon doing all the space stuff. But you know what the funny thing is? When you send those people eventually to Mars and they have children, we will have Martians. Literally children born on Mars. They will be Martians. They'll technically be aliens. They're not of this world, right? Of this earth. There's a lot of stuff we need to think about here and stop just look, I'm all about religion. I'm all about, you know what I mean? Like I told you before, the people have asked me before, how do you believe in God and aliens? It doesn't make sense. It's an oxymoron. It's a conundrum. It's all that. It's rubbish. Is it? Or is it what you say it is? Both can exist. We're a planet. How do we know how do we it just boggles my mind when people are like, you got to believe one or the other. You don't know anything. None of us do. We read a book written by man. and we believe it so passionately, so like everybody will put their all into that. And there's so many different variations and everything. They've never been there. They've never seen it. They only read about it. So you can't judge people that want to think beyond thinking, because that's what got us this advanced. Maybe we had help or not. It was thinking outside of the box. It wasn't being so dedicated to certain belief. And that's why we have all these wars and all this. Now I'm going on a rant about stuff. That's why we have these wars, because these beliefs are so strong that it makes everybody so headstrong that they can't see stuff in front of them. They ignore it. Look at all this stuff that's coming out. There's got, there's y'all know the quote, where there's smoke, there's fire. Well, there's fire right now. This is burning. And I really do think when they say, and I'm like, I have to go back to that. I'm so tired of that. Like, I can't talk about this in this setting. Then what is the setting? Why does it always have to be we got to go in this back room and talk about it right there? It almost makes it makes me wonder a lot. Like, we can't handle it. I done seen more horrors in this world than half of those people that are sitting, probably more than half of those people sitting in that room. Because while you're sitting there making your decisions behind your desk and saying, I can't talk about it in this setting, I think I can take some aliens more than what I saw in Afghanistan and Iraq. That still haunts me to this day. Protecting us from what? Do you not want people to see that there's certain political figures or certain pop icons or something like that are actually aliens? We may look at it and be like, oh, I thought so. They were a little off. Nah. We can't handle it. All this started happening when you dropped those bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, didn't it? People forget about the Betty and Barney, the Hill family, first abduction. You got Travis Walton, Fire in the Sky, very famous. I mean, there's a ton of others. That just shows you that when they do stuff like that, and it's just coming out because people are tired of it, man. Like, look at Faber. What, he was a colonel, right? Was it Colonel Faber? Look at him. He's like Tic Tac. He's like, literally, I am not. And they always talk about the footage. Why is the footage always trash? Why is the footage always trash? Why is it we got all this technology? Duh, maybe they got more technology because they got here. Have you been out there where they're from? Think they don't know how to jam it and do stuff to make it seem false? And I get it. There's a lot of hoaxes and stuff like that. I mean, you go anywhere from a gray alien to a manti alien to the Nordics, all the way down to darn Bigfoot. But it's our search for it's in us, the search for the human. That's what makes us special. But how are we more special than them if they do exist? We need to wake up, people, and stop being so strict to our rules with everything, because we know nothing. We're nothing but dust, because that's what we return to eventually, right? This is one, you got to leave everything open. Because you know what? If people didn't break the rules or go against the grain, we probably wouldn't be here today. So we need to know. That's one of those not in a just who know just all you got to do is give a darn breadcrumb. These aren't breadcrumbs right now. They're not. They're not. It's just theories and saying stuff. A lot of us believe it. A lot of us believe that something is out there. Have you ever looked up at the sky and all the stars? You'd always look at the beautiful stars. Everybody always stargazing like, man, I wonder what's out there. A lot of people will say that. Man, I wonder what's out there. But no, there's nothing out there. All those stars. And a lot of those are, some of those stars probably have exploded, don't even exist anymore. And the light's just getting to us. It just shows you how vast the universe is. We gotta stop playing. We gotta stop playing puppet master. We got to. And then you got others that'll say, well, it's a simulation. It's the easy way out, isn't it? It's all a simulation. So you just negated. I love the people that say, oh, we live in a simulation, but they believe in God. So God's running a simulation? What is it, a video game? See, there's different aspects. I like to look at them all and break them down, how each one can benefit from the other, Just like the world, the earth is flat, the earth is round. I mean, we don't know, right? Until we actually see it. So we can't judge somebody else for that. And I don't judge them. Like I said, I do believe in God. I do believe in the higher being. But we just can't be the only ones, people. Look at all the life that's on earth. Look at all the life that's in the ocean. Yeah, this may be one destination, but it may not be the last. And if they are here, they're here. Just let it be known they're here. They've been here. You never know what kind of, people will go crazy. People went crazy during this election. Who knows what they'll say? We're like, yep, aliens been here. And that guy is actually your postal guy, the UPS guy. This guy, yeah, your neighbor, Shirley. Yeah, she's one too. But, it's like, people seem to forget that we say aliens and stuff like that, but we're aliens to them. If they do exist, we're aliens to each other as a people. Look at it. Race. Who cares? Who cares about race? I heard one guy say, and it was on like something. We're all shades of wheat. We're aliens to ourselves. Look at all these wars and stuff that happen. And you want to talk about like, oh, aliens don't. We alienate ourselves, man. But UFO, UAP, I still want to stay with UFO. We need to know. Stop doing this stuff in the closing. If you're going to be doing this and building it up, just let it all out. Just let it all out. You'd be surprised how many people can actually like, oh, okay. We just wanted you to tell the truth. So just tell the truth. We need to know. But anyway, I went on my little rant there. This one's a little long, probably a little strange, but I am a conspiracy theorist. So that's how I started my channel. A lot of the people that been with me since the beginning, there's a lot of them. I see them every once in a while. I appreciate it, y'all. Y'all been with me from the beginning because I was all over the place trying to find my footing, just like this world and humanity. So I'm getting there, guys. And I thank you for being here for everything. So, all right. Tell me what you think. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I want everyone to subscribe. And I do mean everyone.